Hey guys, welcome to our Fit family. I have a 21-day fix meal prep tip for you today. So as you know, when you're planning out your meals for the week or even for the day, using the 21-day fix eating plan, you get to allocate a certain number of each color-coded container per day based on what your calorie range is. So one thing that I just thought of, even after a year of using this program, is that some days, by the time the evening rolls around, I feel hungry. I may have not spaced out my containers and my meals enough throughout the day, and the bottom line is I get to the end of the day and I feel hungry, like I wish I had a little extra of some color container left for me to eat so I didn't go to bed feeling that hunger pang. So one thing I started doing today was thinking about how can I stretch my containers farther throughout the day. And one way to do that is to go halvesies. Okay, what does that mean? If you're like me, when I think, okay, I have to use 4 reds, 3 greens, etc. throughout the day, I think of that in terms of I have to eat the entire container at once. But that's absolutely not true. You are free to split these containers up in as many little increments as you want to. So for example, I'll show you some things that I have done previously and then what I'm going to do now using the halvesies plan. Okay, so a yellow container as an example. I sometimes eat these sandwich thins. They're very thin pieces of bread, right? They're almost like a pita that's not connected because they only count as one yellow container versus a slice of regular bread. Each slice counts as one yellow, and I only get 2 yellows in a day, so I want to stretch them as far as I can. So, for example, what I might have done in the past is I would have both of these pieces, maybe with some peanut butter or almond butter spread on them, but I would use up my entire yellow container in one sitting. So instead what I'm doing now is I'm using just one as a complement to the other part of my snack, which might be some fruit or something else, and I'm only using half of it so that I can save that other half of the yellow container for later, for a later meal in the day. That's tip number 1. Same thing goes for any of your other containers. For example, fruit. If you think about it, a lot of blueberries or strawberries, whatever sort of berry fits into this container. It's quite a bit to eat at once. So if you're just using blueberries as like a topping for your Greek yogurt, which would be a red container, you may not want to use the entire cup of blueberries. You might only want to use half or even a third. So keep in mind that just because you're using a container doesn't mean you have to use the whole thing. Here's one that I tried yesterday. I had 1 green container left to use in the evening, and I really wanted a salad. In my brain, I'm thinking, well, that's basically a green container of spinach, and I don't want to eat just a plain spinach salad. So what I did instead was I filled up my green container about halfway with sliced carrots, right? And then I took a big handful of my spinach and kale mix, and I plopped it on top of there. Okay, I mushed it down, make sure that the lid closes, and then I dumped it in my salad bowl. Okay, it's not complicated. After this I put some pepitas on there, so it gave it a little crunch and a little nutty flavor, but I ended up with a nice little side salad, something that you would have with dinner with a protein and maybe a starch. It wasn't just a bowl of spinach. So my point in this video is basically think about your meal plan in terms of what you would normally eat and the portion size that you would normally eat, right? So if you only put a sprinkle of cheese on your typical, side dish or piece of protein, don't suddenly start using an entire blue container of cheese on your meal just because you have to use a whole blue container in a day. Space it out as much as you want and just keep track of what you're using so that you don't accidentally go over your allotted containers for the day. I hope that helped. If you guys want any more tips or you have any questions, please email me at fitnesswithbecky@gmail.com. Have a great day.